I really need a fade to get that transition to be smooth. Well. Hey, how you doing, Captain? Alright, I have the window capture. Alright, we're gonna start with Instagram. I've been good? Yeah, I've been good. Where is this thing? Weird. Got a new window capture. Yeah, I've been having some trouble sleeping, but overall I'm pretty good. There we go. Let me get rid of the names here. Alrighty. Man, you gotta love stream beats. For a minute I was gonna be like, I should do that. Like, I should pump out a bunch of music and put it in there copyright free, but like, he's got thousands of tunes now. It's very difficult offering to beat. Let me just see. Let's see. Alright. Almost ready. Just need to put in the text. That'll work there. And then let me do this and Heather. Then we're good. Been doing a lot of like new, different kind of content. And so trying to smooth things out, which will happen. Let me get the outline. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Let's move this right hither. It's not the middle. Bizarre. There we go. Voila. Lesage and everybody in the chat, what do you do about lockjaw in response to singing? Oh, that's a good question. A lot of people focus on the jaw, but it's usually posture. Like, you can stretch all you want, but there is a benefit to tightening your jaw in that, like, it keeps the tongue forward and up. But obviously that's not the ideal way to accomplish that. So, but anyway, let's get into it. I need the desktop audio on. All right. Let me listen to this and think about it real quick. Make it fast. Alright. So this individual is asking for help for transitioning into the range, and specifically the high notes. So what you're hearing there is this person is ascending through their high range by consistently raising their larynx. And what's happening is that they're not addressing a lot of tension. And so the false folds are coming in and giving you a lot of strain. So what I would do is I would do exercises that address tension. And I would also do movement exercises. So, you know, you can do swings, you can do arm things. You know, high notes take a lot of energy. They take a lot of energy. So if you do like twist, all right, and then you just kind of just go up there. And then eventually you can get rid of the tongue stuff. Just make sure the tongue fart is not too intense. God, I'm so good. 59 seconds exactly. All right, next question. I had another one on Instagram. Okay, this.
I've got the stuff that you want, I've got the thing that you need, I've got more than enough to make you drop to your knees, 'cause I'm the king of the night, king of the night, ooh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, hey. Don't make no difference if I'm wrong or I'm right, I've got the feeling that I'm winning tonight, 'cause I'm the king of the night, I'm the king of the night. Ooh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, baby.
Okay. Let's play that again.
Think that you need, those that you want. Think that you need, my baby. 'Cause I'm the king of the night. I'm the king of the night.
So what we're hearing there, this is a very, very, very popular thing to do right now, which is to droop the soft palate. Da, 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 yeah, yeah. Right, and I can't help but add vibrato because of habit. So what he's doing to achieve that tone is he's doing a little too much. He's you can hear that the jaws jutted forward like that, and he's tightening muscles he doesn't need to tighten. So you can do all of that without tension. You just need to droop the soft palate. And so to do that, like pretend like you're waking up in the morning, and make sure everything else is loose, and that's how you can achieve that tone without you know that. Okay. See for a sec.
You listen when I'm crying. You let me lean in. It's the way you want my kiss after you said you would leave.
And then okay. So what we're going to hear from this individual, let's play it first. So what's happening here is actually the vowels are not bad, right? The drooping of the soft palate is pretty good here, but what's happening is that because the air is inconsistent, his pitch is floundering everywhere. So what you want to do with breath is, you know, this is a very popular exercise that people like, I know how to do that, but they don't understand that it's a visual aid. So if you do that in the mirror or on video on your phone, you'll see when your breath is uneven because you'll get differences like this. right? Or, right? That variation is not ideal. You want it to be very easy, but very consistent. So that's what this individual should do. And again, I'm just so good at being on time with this. Let's see, Discord. Yes. All right, this is you, Skinner. Just want to make sure your name doesn't show. Oh. All right. Not ideal, but. All right, let's hear it. Go to the first one. It's giving me some sass. There we go. No, I'm just gonna download it, fuck it. What is it doing?
I'm gonna tell you, babe.
Discord is like having a conniption. Okay. Looks like the download went fine.
There you are, holding his hands. I am lost.
It's very Mariah Carey stylistically, which is great.
Didn't I cherish you right? Don't you know
I like this, man. This is good.
you are my life.
So there's some things you can fix here.
I can't let go.
Oh, it is a Mariah Carey cover, so that explains that, right? This is Mariah. All right. So this individual is trying to do very clean overdubs and is largely successful. Let's give it a listen.
Don't you know you are my life? Even though I try, I can't let go.
So what we're getting here is a Mariah Carey tune, and like those overdubs from Mariah Carey are so hard to live up to, but he's doing a great job. He's getting that breathy quality, which Mariah does a lot when doing the overdubs, and so you get that nice sizzle. But there's some pitch and rhythm issues, which are actually quite easily fixed. For rhythm, you need to practice with a metronome and just do it, and you don't have to do it a bunch of times, just like 5 minutes, 2 minutes at a time throughout the day, and that's plenty. And if you get rid of that hesitance, it'll help with the pitch, so you're comfortable on time and you're comfortable with the pitch. So the newer version, yeah, no, we're gonna listen to that too. I'm
gonna tell you, baby, all the things I'm going through. Listen to you, tell you, come back to me. That's what I'm gonna do. Ooh, yeah.
All right. The only thing I would say here is don't give up on the low end. Let's see, does it look okay? Whoops. I'm fucking up on the 9x16. Oh well. I'm still uploading this shit. I'm shameless. Hey, Channels and Pearls, or Chanels and Pearls. Sorry, if I ever mispronounce anyone's name, just correct me. Sorry I didn't get to you earlier, but hello. How do you do inward bass? I don't know. I am a fan of beatboxing, a proponent of beatboxing, but at the end of the day, I'm an opera singer, not a beatboxer. If you want to know the theory behind all this stuff, there is an individual who, Reed Blaley, I think is his name. He's been doing MRIs, and he's a doctoral candidate whose dissertation is beatboxing technique. So yeah, we actually had a back and forth specifically about inward bass. This is the man's name, and he has a website, which I'll link that. Like, and he has video MRIs. I think this is it. Yeah, this is the website. Everyone who loves beatboxing should absolutely check this out. I don't know why I can't comment through OBS, but hold on. I should be able to. Why? This, Okay, I guess I'll need to put it. Need to go to the stream, which is inconvenient. Oh, no, I can't because I haven't been a subscriber for long enough. Crap. Can you do me a favor, Captain? I'm gonna link, I'm gonna send you a link. Do you mind just copy and pasting it into chat? Especially because you're a mod, so you can bypass the link block. Alright, we have it downloaded.
I'm gonna tell you, baby, all the things I'm going through. Listen to you, listen to you.
Alright. So there's a lot of like about this one. Let's take a listen.
Listen to you, listen to you. Tell you, come back to me. That's what I'm gonna do.
So what's going well here is that excellent posture so that the exhale isn't like really forcible, you know, very loose torso. But in particular, the inhale is very, very tiny. You know, when you want to go up, you need less air because the folds thin out. Too much air, they blow up in a falsetto, so you need less air. But what happens at the end of this is that he goes down and it kind of disappears, and we'll talk about how to fix that. Right? So down there, it just kind of goes away. That's because even though he's using extremely little air, he's, as he goes down, not increasing the amount of air he's using, and so the sound is a little uneven, but great overall. Can you listen to my cover? It's not an instrument, though I can still send. Yeah, send it away. Go for it. That's what this stream is about, for sure. And thank you, Captain.
There you are, holding his hand.
Nice.
I am
This earned a stank face.
dying to understand.
Ooh, okay.
Didn't I cherish you right? Don't you know you were my life? Even though I tried, I can't let go.
And now I get demonetized, but
Even though I tried, I can't let go.
excellent. Let's see. Oh. Oh no. We gotta go perfect YouTube. We gotta go YouTube. I feel like I'm misspelling perfect. I just don't see it in caps all that often. Yeah, okay. We're good. Let's make sure. Yeah. I need to check the 9x16 every time. All right. Okay, so what this individual is doing is they're doing a little bit of harmony. Let's check it out.
Even though I tried, I can't let go.
What's really, really, really great about this harmony is that he's like really careful about tuning with the other voices, and that gives it that really sonorous, beautiful sound. But in addition to that, he's actually changing the vowels. And this is great because when you generally do harmony and you're doing audio stuff, you apply an equalizer to control like the high end. The high voice doesn't, you cut out the low and the high voice, and then you cut out the high and the low voice. But he's doing that with vowels, which is excellent. And so that gives him a much more natural sound. So you want brighter vowels on top and darker vowels on bottom. You just adjust the vowels a little bit to achieve that, and it sounds great. Analysis. Hey, Jem, thanks. Appreciate it. Which section in the Discord? On vocal help or singing help. Let me go to the actual Discord here. It is going to be here we go. Yeah, singing help. You'll see it on the left here. That's the channel. And actually that's what's coming up next. So that's good. Yeah, hi Anya. My dog wants attention. Oops. I'm messing this up. Let's do this and then just minimize it. All right. Do you mind listening to the whole thing? Because it sounds nice. It does sound great. But I need to get to other people, and then I need to sing myself. It does sound great, though. And that's going to go on YouTube Shorts, Instagram. What I should do is I should actually add your name to that. If you want to send me in DM your socials, I'll be able to put that in like a comment and description of the videos. Okay. We're going into singing help, and we'll see what we got here. These freaking things.
You're all that you know, I can't let go.
I actually really like that sound. Yeah, I can hear the false holds coming in. Anya, no. Okay. Let's check out the, there we go. Okay. So here we have someone who's doing a really stellar job, but there's just a little tension.
You're all that you know, I can't let go.
So that is a lovely sound, right? But there's this just a tiny bit of pitch issues and just a little bit of discomfort up on the top. So when it comes to doing higher notes and transitioning there, I think most people know about the slide. You go, ooh, right? And you try to even out the range. But in this instance, I think I would ask this individual to practice spreading or opening up the false folds. And to do that, just like act like you're smelling. Imagine that you're smelling something that you like, and that will get you to feel an opening, and that's what you want. All right, I cut that too soon, but oh well.
Let go.
I like that. Okay. I'm gonna use my high-fit story. Okay, this individual gets a little flat here and there, but the recovery is amazing.
Let go.
Right? So this individual notices that the pitch is going down, observes that there's a little bit of tension there. And so what he ends up doing, he adds a little bit of vibrato, which, you know, gives you some variance in the pitch and can hide a little bit, but he's also adjusting the tension while singing. Heifetz was asked, one is the greatest violinist probably ever alive. Heifetz is amazing. So he was asked, like, why is your pitch so good? He's like, it's not, I'm just good at fixing it. So that's a very important part of this. And for that to be done, you need to understand tension and you need to understand your body. So you go on a treadmill, go on all, you know, like just stretch, get a real hang of your body. My 9x16 stopped recording. Okay. Oops. All right, there we go. I don't know why that happened. All right, this is Railroad City. All right. Is that right? Okay. It's interesting. Like, I always feel like I identify spelling by what it looks like and not the actual letters. It's like a visual recognition. Okay. I'll try to smell more. Yeah, just don't bathe. Your high notes will be great. That worked. I just tried it. Got to incorporate today when I sing. Yeah, so the false folds come together when there's like too much tension or too much air. And so you need some patience with yourself, because when you feel it open, great. But as you go up, they might come together, and that'll just be air and tension. But the goal should be to have them open depending on the genre. Usually, if you keep them open, it's a much, much more... hold on. My CPU's getting annihilated on this, on my audio computer. Close Chrome and all these other things. Those little staticky pops. I hate them. I need new machines is what I really need, but oops. No. Wow, it's still cracking. Jeez. close literally everything. No, don't save. Okay. Then put it in the forefront. I think that's good. Alright. I can just upgrade the CPU and that wouldn't be too expensive and that would help me a lot, but I gotta make the mortgage first. Here we are. Okay. So this man is asking about nasality, but let's address what's causing the nasality and we'll talk about that. Oh my god. Delete that, and I need to actually... Need to download these. These audio links just for whatever reason just don't work. Thanks, Opera. Alright. Okay. This individual is asking about nasality, but we're actually, we're not going to be talking about nasality because that's not what's causing the problem. So let's just take a listen first. What's happening there is that the tongue is narrowing and the root of the tongue is going back. And so he's pushing his larynx down with his tongue. So that's going to create a lot of tension. And so when you sing, the body is going to try to protect itself and is going to droop the soft palate. And so yeah, that will become kind of nasally, but really you need to fix the tongue tension. So that really helps a lot. Yangs are great. Yang, 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 yang versus you, right? Yang. Try to get that brighter vowel. That probably sounded like dog shit. Let me judge myself. It's kind of nasally. It's a lot. Yang, 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 yang versus you, right? Yang. Try a little breathy, but whatever. How do I share a link to... I wish Discord, unfortunately. Yeah, the premium package is like $90 a month, so that's not happening. Oh, let's see. What's the next one?
Sugar, well, you're tripping and know me, come and make love, so I let you be, I let you be. It's the way you listen when I'm crying, you let me lean in.
I like that close one there.
It's the way you want one more kiss after you said you were leaving. But I like it, baby. Baby. Oh my god. Like it, I love it, baby. Oh shit.
For the most part, it was good. There's really only one spot.
But I like it, baby. Baby. Oh my god. Like it,
that's just a scale thing. So this individual wants help getting more accurate runs, so let's listen to it.
I love it, baby. Oh,
so how do I go through those notes without sounding like you're in a marathon? Let's talk about learning the runs first. For the you need to really slow it down. What's great is you can go to YouTube and slow down the video and listen to the runs until you get it. The other thing is that this individual feels like they're running out of air. Just some gentle torso movement can really help unlock the sound and help you navigate inhales and exhales and just improve it overall. And of course, you could do things like jogging, and that'll help. The recording keeps stopping. Okay, that would be why. Alright. How many of these just stopped early? So this individual is asking, so if you do like twist, yeah, all these stopped early. Jaws just annoying. And then, do we not have desktop audio? Desktop audio is muted. Why'd that happen? Hold on. I love advanced scene switcher, but... Alright, that sucks. No, where'd my main OBS go? There we go. Saying, that's so me with Beyonce, I'm constantly having to maximize the breath control. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do because it's all about posture, and that's a difficult thing. Because, like, with posture, it's not about assuming the position, right? And, like, everyone says always stretch this, stretch that. Did not know you can go live. Yeah, YouTube's great. I think it's the best live streaming platform. Quality is the highest, for sure. And oh man, I'm so mad that these are not working. We're actually yangs are great. Yeah. It's funny now in my demonstration I was doing the melody for the song. Do 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 do. Do I need that? I gotta fix the CPU on these things. All right. Anyway. So in the future, when you send something in, make sure that it's dry, there's no reverb and no backing track, but we can still use this. All right. I try to write songs and sing them in my videos. I mean, that's good. Like, marketing on social media is difficult. There are ways to push your original tunes. Can I listen to one? Yeah. So if you go to the Discord and drop a link in there, that's the best way to do it. If you don't know how to use Discord, you can hit me up on Instagram. I would say use Twitter, but I never check that shit, so... So this individual is asking about clean recordings and how they can record better while they sing. So what we're hearing here is some pitch issues, and that's tough when you're recording, because you'll want to go back over and over and over again. First of all, there's no shame in auto-tune. It speeds up the workflow. There's things it can do that are not just fixing pitch, and it doesn't polish a turd. Not that this is a turd, but like you can't just slap auto-tune on bad vocals and then have it be fine. So how do we get good vocals? One of the things that I see a lot when people are recording, they get close to the mic and their posture struggles. You don't want to do that. You want really nice posture. Bring the mic to you. And that will help, especially with the harmonies. And I would practice the harmonies using some sort of and I think that would help. Let's see if there's another spot. Here's a mixing thing that I would fix. The main vocal is too present. The low note was hard. Yeah, you're shoving your tongue down when you go for it. Where's the low note? This is good mixing. Okay, there's another element of this that would be good to cover. One of the things that can happen when you're doing a recording and you want to make all the words really come across very clearly is that you can lose consistency of breath and punch consonants too hard. When you here, do this if you like to sing. Do this right here. Right, hold your P in and right, let it go. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel the closing of the throat. You're gonna feel the tension. It's the false folds coming in. That's the body protecting itself. Like if you were to do a cough, the body wants to protect itself. It's just too much air. And so you have a very difficult situation when you want to hit consonants, right? It can happen on the T as well. So if you just practice using and use that as a visual example of when your breath is inconsistent, either too much or too slow, or too much or too little, that will help you really execute on the singing of recordings. Weird way to put it. Words are hard. All right, let's do mixing overdubs. So we're listening to recording. There are moments of really good overdubs here. All right. Mixing vocals can be really tricky. Let's listen to some parts of this. So what I would say here is that the primary vocals are just too loud. It just needs to be brought back a little bit. I also think there's too much reverb on it, on the main vocals specifically, so I think that can go down as well. And I would even add a little bit of a low cut because you have those kick drums and you have other things happening, so that it's getting a little bit muddy, right around 200 to 300 hertz. Just drop that a little and I think it'll be great. furthermore, when you're doing overdubs, if you put more reverb on the actual overdubs, it will help put it back in the mix, so you don't need to turn the volume down so much. So, yeah. I wrote a song and put it out. You can react to it private if you ever want to see this. It's called Dolphins. Love to hear your consensus on vocal ability. I mean, that's what this stream is for. So if you just want to send it, oops, so there's supposed to be O's, not P's. Can I listen to the bridge? Sure. Is that the bridge? Hold on, where's the chorus here?
On your team, I got your back, alright. I will follow you way down. Gonna put you in. I'll follow you way down. Wherever life takes you.
And then chorus.
I'll follow you. Light hand, follow you. You're not the type to give yourself enough love. She lived a life.
Alright, this is the bridge.
Tight glove. I wish that I could fix it. I could fix it for you. But instead I'd be right here coming through.
Okay. Oh, you mean the ending? Okay. So the outro.
Text you, you know I follow you.
Probably too late in the outro.
Wherever life takes you, you know I follow you.
Alright. Alright, let's take a look at what this individual is doing on these overdubs. So the pitches are not really clean, and they're making it much more difficult by adding that high passage, that super high passage. The best advice I could give is just really, if you go to Antares, pay $24.99 a month, and you have auto-tune. You know, a lot of people are going to probably be mad that I say that, but it saves a lot of time and can help you focus on getting a take that's more musical and emotional, and then just focusing on execution. That said, autotune wouldn't fix all of this, so that individual needs to really work on their air and their tension in order to get a clean recording. Let me answer that. Let me talk about how to get more comfortable with the technique end of things. Let me listen again. So you're burying the high end. You record it on your phone? Well, that's... Don't do that. Well, I should be... Hold on. It's okay if... Do I have it here? I do not. Let me go get that real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. This is unfortunately not cheap either, but... Okay. So this individual has been doing overdubs on their phone. Let's give it a listen real quick. So the temptation would be to say that the pitches itself are not so clean. Not in this. Sometimes that'll happen in other parts of the song, but in this individual moment, pitches are actually pretty good. But because they're recording on the phone, they actually don't have the ability to do EQing, which is a very important part of mixing, particularly overdubs. So what I have here is like a Rode, whatever, NTS. It's a shotgun mic. I have a phone stand here. So obviously the mic will help. But once you have a decent mic, you can use distance as a means of EQing, as a substitute of EQing, which is actually how it used to be done. Up close, you're going to get a lot lower frequencies, and farther away, you're going to get higher frequencies. Just make sure that when you are recording, you're in a space that doesn't have a lot of sound. So you can do like a vocal booth, get a milk crate, shove a bunch of foam in there, and then put the microphone in there, and that'll really help. So that is a better answer than just don't use a phone. Because, you know, like getting a setup like the one I have is fucking expensive. I've had to get it over years, just buy this piece and that piece. Kelly Clarkson still goes through all of her songs with a trill to exercise to see where she needs to breathe to this day. Yeah, like people, like if you go to singing Reddit, people will go like, oh, I know how to lip trill. And it's like, good, but that's not what's it about. And I think a lot of voice teachers don't do a good job of explaining that. Like that's an example of on the low end, I'm not using enough breath, my posture's collapsing a little bit. And you can tell that because the lip trill goes quieter, right? And it's a subtle thing, but I can feel it. And I can hear it, I can look at it visually. So that's the real benefit of it. It's just a cue. Learning so much. My first studio experience, I did my entire song in 2 hours. It was super fun, but very stressful. Yeah, recording is it's really stressful. I just need to do it to get over it. 100% agree with you. Thanks so much for the advice. No problem. Thank you for coming and listening to my face talk on the internet. I would suggest not recording facing a wall. Try to sing the center of the room. True. The best thing though, get a milk crate, they're super cheap, or like a cardboard box, and shove a bunch of like $10 foam or your pillows or your blankets, just something that's going to eat that sound, because if you don't have that, it's going to be really tough. And then on top of that, hold on, let's do another video on this. So a lot of times people only have a phone to work with, and so obviously a microphone that plugs into the phone is nice, but even then that's not going to help. You nearly need clean vocals, and the way to go about that, take a milk crate, I actually have one behind me, shove a bunch of foam in it. Can't afford foam? That's fine. Blankets, pillows, whatever you can do. You can use a cardboard box if you can't afford a milk crate, okay? And then you want to put that microphone or that phone inside the box around all of that. And one more step, you want to open up a closet and have a bunch of like a clothes closet behind you, because the slap back is also going to come in to the mix. And so if you do that, you actually can get really clean vocals on a phone, which is neato burrito. Isn't acoustic foam not the good stuff, Amaya? Unfortunately, the good shit is expensive. Well, it depends what you're trying to accomplish. I wish I could take a picture of this. Also, that's not where the box should go. It should be more tilted. On. There we go. That's why my lighting was shitty. My backlight was literally all the way up. All right. Yeah, and the light's not in the proper position too. Okay. I was wondering why my lighting was so like dark, and I was like, is it the color correction? Is it the gamma? Nope. It is the positioning of the light. On a box. Let me just drop this box for a second. There we go. Yeah, proper backlighting. Sweet. Okay. So this foam right here, the one, like this is not even 1 inch. This stuff is really cheap on Amazon, but it's going to absorb like fuck all. Right? So there's two things that you need when you're trying to vocally treat something. You need the width of the foam. It's tricky because, so ideally when you make a bass trap, the size of it equals the size of the frequency you're trying to get rid of, which is why bass traps are so expensive and are so large. I also have, hold on. You can use reflection. This is so janky, it's ridiculous. So I took a cardboard box and I cut it up and then I stapled it together. So that helps with deflection as well. And it's a much larger cardboard box. So there we go. So that helps a lot with reflection, and now you can see the cardboard in the back, and that's going to bother the shit out of me. There we go. All right. So that's one way to handle it. Foam, cheap foam is not ideal. If you have the money, patience, and time, you can use rock wool. Let me get. There's an excellent video by Vocal Booth, I think his name is. Let's try. Let me try to get this because this is actually really cool. Usually, every guide to building a foam panel is like, you know, like make a frame out of wood or make a frame out of metal, and I'm like, I'm not fucking. Who do you think I am? I'm a musician, not like someone who knows how to do shit. So, panels. Let me get. Let me do. Damn it. So much garbage, and I'm just trying to find the right one. Let's see. Booth Junkie, I think that's the one. Here we go. Nice. Here it is.
What's happening, Boot Junkie?
I'll put this in the Discord, and I'll put it under singing help. So, if you have like $100, you can buy some rock wool, or I think it's even like you can do it cheaper. Shipping is the expensive part, but rock wool is pretty cheap. And what it'll do is it'll come into a box, and you can just. Will this live stream be saved? Yes, it will. You can use a box cutter to open up the box and then just wrap like a cloth around it and tie up the cloth or staple it. And I did that with, because Rockwell is light, it's not very heavy, and I actually have I used that here. And actually it's also behind my microphone here. So this is Rockwell attached to cardboard and stapled. And I tried to do more of that here, but you can see that the staples kind of failed. So that's probably the best solution is rock wool. because the really nice, expensive foam padding is very expensive. The ones that are actually a good width and a good depth. How to do throat bass? Isn't this the same thing in mattresses? No. There's no Rockwell in mattresses. Hold on, let me just double check that, but I'm pretty sure. Watch me be fucking wrong. Maybe. Okay. All right. Well, I'm wrong. Some mattresses do indeed have Rockwell. Yeah, Rockwell is very, that makes sense. Rockwell is very durable. All right. Only put reverb on the background vocals? No. No. Do you, when you're doing stuff on your phone, do you have the ability to bus? Because let me show you what I mean. We're gonna do this without panic. There we go. Finally. All right. All right. If you can bus, what you can do is you can put less reverb on. You can control how much reverb that you're putting on the mix. So that's obviously a lot of reverb. And this has reverb, but it's a lot more manageable. Let's do this. I'll record it and show an example because there's a lot of things you can do if you don't have EQ or like the access to a DAW. Da-da-da-dum, da-dum, da-da, 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 da-dum. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. This sucks. I have the sound monitoring and it's off, so I don't know how to change that. Let me do this, and this will work. Hold on. Doom da 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 dum da dee da 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 dum. All right, so we're good. All right. Da-dum 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 da-da-da-da ba-da-dee-da-da-bum-bum. All right. And now I'm going to put more verb on it on this second take. I'm actually also going to go farther away from the mic. Right. I'm going to put the volume lower on this as well. Now, ideally, you pan it. There we go. So ideally you can pan it this way. Oh, okay, that's hard left. Let's fix that. And then this will be hard right. Okay. So let's see. Da-dum, da-dum. Oh. Da-dum, da-dum. Oh, I need a count in. Okay, there we go. Da-dum, 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 da-da-da-da, ba-da-dee-da-da-bum-bum, ba-dee-ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dee-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da. All right. Da-dum, 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 da-da-da-da, ba-da-dee-da-da-bum-bum, ba-dee-ba-dum, ba-dum. Da-dum, 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 da-da-da-da, ba-da-dee-da-da-bum-bum, ba-dee-ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dee-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da. So I put more reverb on the second one. Let me do the same here. Let me re-record the mains because the volume is so damn inconsistent. Da-dum, 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 ba-dum, 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 ba-da-da-da, ba-dee-dee-da-dum-dum. And now boost the verb quite a bit, and then we're going to do the second take. Ba-dum, 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 ba-da-da-da, ba-dee-dee-da-dum-dum. Ba-dee-ba-dum. All right. So that has, both of them have much higher reverb on the left and the right. In the center is just kind of lowish reverb, higher in volume. Da-dum, 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 ba-dum, 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 ba-da-da-da, ba-dee-dee-da-dum-dum. Ba-dee-ba-dum. All right. Sorry, adjusting the levels on the RC505. Da-dum, 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 ba-dum, 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 ba-da-da-da, ba-dee-dee-da-dum-dum. So that's a good way to like thicken the sound. The levels might be too low on the overdubs for your liking. You can definitely boost them, but that's the idea there, is that the mic distance, the levels, and how much reverb you're using can really help blend vocals. Now I'm anal retentive, so da-dum, 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 ba-dum, 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 ba-da-da-da, ba-dee-dee-da-dum-dum. Yeah. I was playing with mic distance during the recording, which is really stupid. Anyway, all right, let me switch back to the other microphone now. But this is good to know that I can just do this, even though it kind of sucks because then it doesn't actually use my preamp, which is a pain in the ass. Okay, there we go. Sweet. All right. So that is today's lesson on recording vocals. Good evening from Italy. You have a great channel. Thank you, the music. I appreciate that. All right. So only have reverb on the background vocals. Okay, that's the question that took me way too long to answer. I apologize for that. You're gonna cut off the mattress. There was a Rice Gum for a long time had just a mattress in the corner. I hate bringing him up because he's a giant tool, but it's been done to great effect. Put too much reverb because I feel like my vocals are plain, if that makes sense. Yeah, but there's nothing really wrong with that. And you can make the vocals a lot better, like just surrounding it, like what I did here.
Da-dum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da.
You know, you can do stuff around it that'll beef it up, and you could add delay. So that's another thing, is delay is great because you have a very similar effect to reverb. If you, especially, you have to put the delay timing at the same timing that the reverb has. So if your reverb is 2.8 seconds, you need to have a delay that lasts 2.8, and probably on a 16th note or whatever, tie it up, sync it with the recording. Most delays come with that function in a DAW anyway. So what you do is you can use delay, which doesn't put you farther back in the mix, but gives a kind of similar effect. So you can dial in delay, and you can dial in a little bit less reverb, and you'll get a cool effect for that. Let me actually add delay. There we go. Okay, this is with delay on the main vocals.
Da-dum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da. Ba-di-di-da-dum-dum.
And the delay is far too much, so let me fix that. There we go. All right, let's try that again.
Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum.
Still too loud. All right.
Da-dum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da. Ba-di-di-da-dum-dum.
We're gonna get this right.
Da-dum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da. Ba-di-di-da-dum-dum.
There we go, getting closer.
Da-dum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da. Ba-di-di-da-dum-dum.
So that's definitely, that's a nice way to get the effect. Let's do a subdivision of what the reverb is on. So the reverb is at 280 milliseconds because so the delay was on 280. So I'm switching the delay to 140, so half of what we get from the reverb. So let's check this out.
Da-dum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da. Ba-di-di-da-dum-dum.
All right, and let's hear it without the delay.
Da-dum, 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 ba-dum,
What's with?
ba-dum, ba-da-da-da. Ba-di-di-da-dum-dum.
You can see that it's a subtle thing, but like it does allow for some of that ambience that reverb provides without burying the vocals of the main vocals. So it's like a nice subtle thing to do. I really like it. I do like doing it. You can be more aggressive the shorter it is. So let me increase the feedback of the volume level right here. Let's see.
Da-dum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da. Ba-di-di-da-dum-dum.
See, like when you get a nice lineup with the verb, if I wanted to be aggressive too on the volume, I would put I could put it at 70. With delays, the second you get to 50 milliseconds, now you're going into verb and you can't really hear the difference, which is really interesting. That's super cool to me. That's like universal between people. The second you turn delay to 50 millisecond, it's like a reverb. And that's for everybody, which is, it's just crazy to me. Like, that's super cool. That perception is universal. It's amazing. Hey, Apples. Bit off topic, but a quick question. I asked in a comment, I'll ask here too. Are you maybe going to do some Nightwish? I could do like old Nightwish, like Dark Chest of Wonders. That'd be fun. I love old Nightwish. I can't do a lot of the new ones. I don't have a lot to say about the screaming stuff. I just don't know enough about it. And there are people who know better and instruct better on that stuff, and I don't want to give the illusion that I know anything about screaming as of right now. There was someone who asked how to do throat bass, and I didn't answer that. I'm sorry, Just. So I can't do the 6i6 for Stitch. I don't know how that's quite accomplished. But for throat bass, you can start with a chest bass. You want to be careful about the posture syncing too much, but you do need to lower your tongue a little bit. You can check out my Den video, where if you kind of put back the epiglottis by lowering the root of your tongue, you're allowing the proximity of the epiglottis to be close enough to the false folds that they'll vibrate against it. That's how throat bass works. So when you do the chest bass and you kind of sync a little bit, you're getting the experience of the tongue, the root of the tongue going back. So right, and then you can bring that up, and then eventually, you know, working on the vowels and kind of messing with it. That's how you can do that. I'm doing it with a little too much air, but that's throat bass. So you set that the main vocals too high for the low vocals. How do I balance the instrumentals with the bring them lower and don't record so close to the mic on your main vocals? Because what's happened, so take a listen to this. This is the proximity effect, right? You hear how the low end is boosted the closer and closer and closer I get to the microphone. That's the proximity effect. So your vocals at 200, 300 hertz are a little too boomy. So just getting some distance on the microphone really helps. And again, I get that milk crate or that cardboard box and fill it with a bunch of foam stuff, because if you get too much distance from the mic, you'll get some room sound. Dynamic mics help a lot with that. That's why a lot of people use the SM7B. Yeah, the SM7B to record vocals in a home studio, because they don't need an elaborate setup. Whereas if you have what I have, which is a large diaphragm condenser microphone, you have to put a lot of work in to fix up the sound, and you have to tune the room, and it's a mess. It's very difficult. Okay, John Lund. Cool. Thank you. Nice to see you, by the way. Sounds more muffled the closer you get. Yeah, it's a low boost. It's not that the high end disappears, it's that the low end just is so much higher in volume. Higher notes like this guy.
Day 2 of trying this run.
Damn. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know how to answer that. Was it squalling is when you're up high? Yeah, I think that's squalling, right? So hard. Yeah, there are some crazy vocals. The best singers in the world are gospel singers, 100%. Yeah. I want to do a gospel, like a You Choose Gospel reaction video or live stream where it's just TikToks and reels and shorts, because then it's possible to actually get to everybody. Is he in head voice? Is that a he? Oh, the end. Okay, sorry. Nice. So it's not necessarily head voice. Well, I guess like some people would call it that. It's a very, very, very small inhale and a very high larynx. Actually, Captain Skinner does that. Exactly that. Very, okay, good. I thought I was sending my teeth. Yeah, Captain Skinner does like a very small inhale, very gentle exhale, and goes up high. And for you, John Lon, it's been a while since we had a lesson or since we talked about your specific voice, but I think the vowels, you could, like last time I heard, your vowels can be a little bit better, and that will help with facilitating the high end. I think we used to do posture work together, and we would have you bounce up and down. That helped a little bit. As far as getting the grindy sound up top, we talked today actually about smelling something you like, and that happens to open the false folds or retract them. Bizarre. It's bizarre, but to do those squalls and that grindy sound on the top, you need to contract your false folds and bring them together, and that makes singing higher notes so much harder. Like, I like it's so hard, because if you contract your false folds, if you try to, like, if you do just hold your breath for a second, you can feel the false folds coming in. So you can start the note with holding your breath. I can't do. I've trained as an opera singer to retract, especially going up. Anyway, you still have to be pretty relaxed because in order to get the grindy sound like that, your false folds need to flop around. I just don't do that. But that's how it works. Is belting screaming? No. Belting is not screaming. Belting, you could say it's more like shouting or like calling across like the street or something. That's very similar to what belting is. Belting is, there's disagreement about this. Some people believe that the thyroid cartilage, when it goes down, which is like a more of a classical tilt, so like you'll see it here. Una amorosa, right? That's how vibrato works. You lower your tilt your thyroid cartilage, and it kind of has a hard time stabilizing, so that hurts vibrato. But what happens? The two ideas for belting that exist is that underneath the thyroid cartilage, at the very base of the larynx, the cricoid cartilage, the idea is that it tilts, which makes the folds fatter, which is why belting can be so damaging and dangerous, because they're so fat. I need to do this without my ring. If they're really fat and you do a lot of air, it'll be like this, right? And so that's why belting is dangerous. And so you need to practice very little air. A great way to practice belting, exhale everything, because you're not going to exhale everything, right? It's going to feel uncomfortable, but you're going to have air, because if you don't, you're dead or you're about to die because you have a collapsed lung. So, yeah. So, and I obviously start lower, like, let me get my, my piano up. I hate this delay. There we go. So All right. So if I were to practice that, I would sustain the high note as well. Not if it's uncomfortable, but you can explore more while you're on it. So my posture is absolute dog shit right now. Posture is super important for belting. And some people teach to... Ooh, okay, hold on. Some people teach just a tiny bit of the chin up. You know, so some really reputable people say that, so go for it. But hop up and down. Pretend that there's somebody there across the street. Exhale everything. Let hope pass, let dreams pass, let them die. Oh, that's B flat. Okay. I was up unnecessarily so. So, yeah. That's belting. I'm not great at it. The strain on the B flat is demonstrative of that, but the other thing that'll happen is when you belt, you'll want to contract the area epiglottic sphincter. So if you do a Fran Fine voice like, "I'll miss the Sheffield." If you're contracting the area epiglottic sphincter, it'll sound nasal. But if you pinch your nose and it doesn't change the sound, that's how you know it's the sound is coming from the area epiglottic sphincter and not from nasality. So that's really important when belting, which also makes belting harder because the area epiglottic sphincter, you can't really contract it if there's too much air. So it's rough. It's very difficult. The larynx will also raise during a belt, which is why Whitney Houston's belting sounding so damn luscious is really impressive, because your larynx is going to go up, but she sounds like freaking heavenly, you know? Okay. Yeah. I like this stuff. I'm a nerd. I actually reached out to my voice and speech pathologist, human, that taught me Estel. We haven't talked in a while, so I wanted to reach out to her. All right, I need to take a break. And then I'm going to do some recording. We'll see if I can do that. I'm not sure if I can do it live. How can you tell the difference between head voice and just belting? Now we're getting into some cool shizzle nizzle. Okay, all right. We're gonna just We're gonna bring up our spectrogram. We're getting hype. Okay. That is way too large. That'll do. Okay. So, and there's one online. You don't have to get a nice one like this. So head voice is like qualifying. Let's qualify what head voice is first. I suppose you can say it's the thinning of the vocal folds and the lessening of the air, and either using a thyroid cartilage tilt or just raising your larynx and using less air. So no cricoid tilt, basically, in your ascending. There's a lot of different ways to head voice, right? Unfortunately, it's kind of not a self-explanatory kind of word. So hold on. If I do... Let hope pass, let dreams pass, let them die. haven't warmed up, that's my excuse. So
Let hope pass, let dreams pass, let them die.
So you see when I got to the lower note, that there were more frequencies, right? Let's try it again. We'll see if I can do it. Let me go down. Let's do Mozart. Yeah. Try to call. Right. So there's this gap in the middle there, right? This doesn't happen with belting. Belting looks very different. Why am I so hot? I work out. I work out. You probably wouldn't feel that way if I don't wear deodorant, so I don't know. How do you prevent the Adam's apple from rising? Don't. Yeah, so those are two different problems. Let me finish answering the belt question. So this is what head voice is. But if I'm doing belting, it'll look very different. So let hope pass. Let hope pass, let dreams pass, let them die. There we go. Let me get up the MS Paint real quick. Oops. Let's overlay this. Do I have paint here? No, I don't. Ah. There we go. Just let me add the effect to that. Okay. So, ooh, all right. Use this to red. There we go. Okay, so notice how, like, when we were doing head voice, this frequency range was kind of absent, right? But we can see that when it's belting, it's like pretty much straight lines all the way up. These would be much more even and much more consistent if I belted better, right? Let's bring the, for reference, let's bring the spectrogram a little bit here. This is probably, the second to last is ideal. Right. So to answer your question, because like, you know, easy access to spectrogram can be difficult, but if you go to the website, hold on. If you go to the website, Academo, I think is that. You can Google Academo spectrogram. Oh. Why? What? Yeah. The settings that you want for this, are you in the Discord? Let me just put in the Discord. So the settings you want for the Academo spectrogram, let me actually also put this up. Okay, there we go. So the settings you want for this, they changed it quite a bit. I don't know if this is it different on Chrome. Looks like they changed it. Why, I don't know. It worked fine and was great. You used to just be able to use the mic, and then you could adjust it. Why did they change it? There goes the idea of using a free one. I used to link this one all the time. Let me see if I can find it. This one is not as good. Do no. There we go. All right, this will work. This one's by Google. Google Experiment Spectrogram. You just click the microphone. Da da. So let's answer the question about the larynx rising. The larynx rising is not bad inherently. If your posture is good, right, the larynx rising can be fine. My posture's a little fakakta today. But if you're doing this, that's a different problem. This will drag down your soft palate and drag down there's a muscle in the scapula, the shoulder blade, that connects to the top of the larynx called the hyoid bone. So when you do this, those muscles contract and actually get in the way of you comfortably raising your larynx. Not where there's a lot of what that strain is. Tilting helps, but also just like trying to meditate beforehand, do large body motions. Okay, reflector, behave. Behave yourself. There we go. So for head voice, and this takes time, by the way. You know, you can't rush this stuff. There's a great video on YouTube about Pavarotti explaining covering, and he's like, sounds simple, but it takes 10 years. Like, it took him a long time. So if I do this phrase, watch the larynx rise. I'll get you a side view. Chad, I forget the run. Do 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 do. I'd have to look at the run again. I forget it. Anyway, you can kind of see the larynx rising a little bit, but I'm tilting it, which helps me keep a bigger sound that's more connected with the rest of the range, like in more of an even scale. Even when I raise the larynx and thin out the folds. Belting, same thing, right? Larynx rises during belting. So it's not that it rising is a bad thing. It's that the posture is probably what's causing the problem. I do have some videos on that, but let me find the video. This is a very, very old video of mine. I'll put that in Discord as well. It's if you went to YouTube and you searched breathing basics explained LesageSinging, and that'll help you understand what I'm talking about. Let me actually just put that up. There we go. So it's this one right here. It's a shitty video. But it gives the explanation about why posture is very important. I don't know why I did the whole like black and white thing. My idea here was that I had a Logitech C910 and super shit lighting. So what I did was I put a green screen behind me and went black and gray and like just accepted the fact that the frame rate and all of it looked hideous as fuck. So I thought it was like, if we're gonna go crappy, let's commit to crappy, because I didn't have a good camera back then. And this is a stretch that really helps with posture. And I explained that. So if you want to know the answer to your question, that's the video you want to watch. Good old days. It's funny. Amaya, who is just in here, was like, I love your old videos. I'm like, you're one of 5 people. like everyone just wants to react, which is fine. Like, you know, I'll watch those videos for sure. When things were still black and white. Yeah, when the world made sense and everything was black and white. But yeah. No, that used to be, it's weird. Videos are much better now, but it could be even better. I'm glad I got the backlight to work, because I was like, what is going on there? All right. I'm going to end this stream, rest a little bit, because I slept like crap, and then I'm going to record. Probably not live, because maybe I would. I just use the dynamic microphone. I'll think about it. If I can make it work, I'll go live. All right. Peace. You watched the old stuff recently? Yeah, the old stuff is very kind of dry and technical. But it's very informative, but no one gives a shit. I mean, like, people who are very serious about singing will give a shit. And there are less people who are very serious about singing than there are, like, Beyonce fans, right? So the idea would be to do both. Do the Beyonce videos to get attention, funnel that down into practical advice, which is why I'm doing the vocal Q&As here and the shorts for the vocal advice. So, all right. I'll tell you.